Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Gamefromscratch, and earlier this month an absolute banger of a Humble Bundle launched for Blender users. It is the Blender Market's Essential Game Modding Toolkit. That's a dumb name, it's got literally nothing to do with game modding, but what it has everything to do with is Blender. Specifically, a number of Blender plugins and assets are available in this bundle. So you see here, for 30 bucks, you are getting some pretty high-end, really popular add-ons like Bakemaster, but of course, Retopoflow is the one, when I asked you guys if there was something you would like to see detailed coverage of, this one definitely came to mind. So this is that coverage. I checked out Retopoflow, and I have to say I absolutely love it. On top of that, I got a lot of requests about these ones. So these Blender to Unreal, Unity, and Godot add-ons. I will hopefully cover those in the near future, but first we are going to be talking specifically about Retopoflow. Now, one of the things I want to add about this bundle, I wasn't sure of this when it first launched, but you are getting a snapshot in time. So basically, you're getting a version of this plugin or a version of the assets, but in the case of Retopoflow, that doesn't actually matter because once you've installed it, you'll actually find, here it is, fully installed. There is a built-in updater. So if you want to go ahead and get a new version of it, you can get new versions updated directly from inside of Retopoflow. So not something you need to worry about. So what exactly is Retopoflow all about? Well, it is about retopology, which is basically about creating a low polygon version of a high polygon mesh. So let's sacrifice that default cube, and we'll go ahead and create a Susan. And we're going to go ahead on her, and we will add a subdivision modifier here. So subdivision surface. All right, here we go. And we'll subdivide that a couple times. So let's do that 4. All right, there we go. So we got a very smooth Susan, lots of polygons going on. Let's now go ahead, we'll apply that. So here we got our high resolution model. Now we want to go ahead and create a low poly version of it. And this is where retopology comes in. So what you've done, once you've installed Retopoflow, which is installed via Edit Preferences, grab the zip file from the Blender Market that you've downloaded, go into Add-ons, simply click Install, pick the zip file, so it should still be in my downloads, pick the zip file right here, and then install it in. Once it's there, enable it like so, and you will find out that it added this new option up here. So with an object selected, we'll go into Retopoflow right here, and you can go ahead and say, okay, active object. We're now switching into retopology mode. And this is where pretty much the magic happens. The first thing we can do is say, okay, this is a symmetric model, so we want to do it across an axis. So what you can do is come up here, turn symmetry on, and pick the asset you wish, the axis you wish to cross on. Nice, handy reference in place there for which ways you can go. And now you start doing your retopology. Now there are a number of different tools here. And they do make the job a whole lot easier. So we got some of the easiest ones. If you've got a surface like this, like the mouth area here, one of your best bets is probably going to be using contours. Here you're basically just drawing. So pick your surface and draw, hold down Control and draw the actual contour of the shape. Like so, like so. And we'll pick the edge of the mouth like this. We can pick the inside of the mouth like this. And like that. So very rapid way of doing, contoured shapes. So things that are cylindrical in shape work really well in that regard. But that is by no means your only option. We have a number of other options here as well. One of the easiest ways to go is to basically just come on up here and do poly pen. So here you're just literally just drawing on the surface. So again, hold down Control. Let's go by the base here. And then we could start off like that. And then we basically just keep creating polygons like this using a normal pen like that. But we have other really cool options here, such as a poly strip. So I'll select this guy over here. I can hit Control, and I can go up to here. Oh, sorry. Oh, you can't do a pen to a... There. So there you see, we drew it out. And then you've got this next control point here. We can shimmy how that poly strip is going to work. And I could grab that guy right there. We'll do another poly strip, and we'll do over like that, and a new area in. Now we have other options as well, so we have another cool option, and then we could do just straight out strokes, and this is a way of doing just lines. So Control, and I'll just basically draw, oops, I didn't mean to have anything selected. All right, so nothing selected, just draw a line here, and it'll automatically just fill in the surface like so. Keep going, and obviously it gets contours, so you notice as we're going in and around the ear, it's following that surface normal there as well. And you can basically just keep drawing your shape using the poly pen. And again, it automatically draws the normal and keeps going accordingly, which is also quite cool. And another thing we've got here is patches. And patches is basically a way of picking contoured edges. So I could go here, and we basically just keep filling in the spaces like that. Hit enter when we want to confirm, and we can also do it. So here to here, and then here to there, and boom, automatically fills in that space as well. So you're using a combination of these tools more or less to do your quick retopology of your surface. Some really powerful tools in there as well. The only one that I found really awkward to work with, and this might be a user error thing, you also have a knife tool. And so I could actually come in here and I can make cuts in a surface like so, just straight out like the normal knife tool for polygons. I just find that it's awkward to me. Just my experience, the knife tool just doesn't work the way I expect it to. Loop cut tools do. So here you can see, obviously you can do traditional loop cuts, just like so, if you want to fill them in that way as well. And then we have these two tools here. So one thing is, if you've made something that's a little, I don't know, sloppy, you can come in here, use the relax tool, and it will automatically fill that shape out. And if you just want to just sort of tweak the position of things, you have this nice tweaking tool here as well. And then on top of that, over here, we got a number of different options for how to set things up. One area you may wish to change is the way that the viewport is displayed. So for example, we could have it not dark, so that your underlying mesh is being drawn over a light surface, a dark surface, or just an off surface completely. You've got control over the color of things, how the clipping is going to work. On top of that, you have selection options, so you can select linked. You can have it basically change how you do your selections. You can hide selected items and show them again, because this is basically an editing subset of Blender, so you need to have tools in here for, like, you know, again, hiding selection, showing selection, and so on. We saw earlier on, we have the symmetry stuff in place. It's a really neatly balanced tool. And then what you'll notice is, as I'm doing things, you can see down here the polygon counts. Obviously, we didn't finish this guy. So if I wanted to, I could keep coming in here. Let's do this, do a control. Let's keep doing our strips in here. We grab that guy. We can do a strip down here, which is going to be really weird. And again, you can grab them at any time, shimmy and shape them around. But once you've got a surface pretty much filled in, which obviously this one isn't completely, but it's on its way. So again, we could do something like, you know, patch to... This is not going to give us a good result, but... So we could fill in that space that way. Same thing here, and here, and so on. And then, once again, by the way, it's enter to fill that in. And once you've got your low poly version, again, you can see your polygons counts down here, you just basically go ahead and exit. And what it's done is basically created this new Retopoflow, oops, like so. And there is our low poly. Again, I didn't finish the task, but you get an idea of what it is. So again, high poly count version, low poly count version, and you've got all the tools in place to make this happen. It's a really cool and powerful tool. Once again, just basically select an object, install Retopoflow, and then just basically activate it, and it switches you into this retopology mode. It's yeah, it's a shockingly powerful tool for doing retopologies. I understand why this one is as popular as it actually is. All the tools you need to get are in here. Again, you do have documentation, walks you through how things work. You've also got context-sensitive documentation in terms of the tools that you are actually working with. And then once again, one of the flaws with this particular bundle, which we'll get back to in just a second, is the fact that it is a snapshot in time. But that doesn't matter with Retopoflow because, again, there is a built-in updater. Now, there is a 4.0 version that is currently in alpha. You're not going to get the 4.0 branch, but again, that is currently in alpha. So it's going to be a while before that is a production-ready tool. So this is Retopoflow 3. Again, a very powerful tool, and you got the contour creation like so. You got polystrip creation. Again, polystrips for working together, removing and placing them, creating new strips from an existing strip. I think people will work a lot in polystrips, to be honest, probably the main way, or in strokes, which is basically just draw a series of lines and it will loft between them. Again, we've also got the poly pen, which is a way of basically creating polygons from scratch, but on the surface of the underlying contoured object. The knife tool for creating more complex cuts. But again, I find the UI of the knife tool a little wonky. I can't get it to do exactly what it just showed here. Start in the middle. For some reason, it always wants to start at a side. Or you need to have like a dead floating vertex that isn't already there. I just find the knife tool a little weird. It's my only complaint with this tool. A relax tool and tweaking tool for creating your results, and then of course patches and loops for filling in the final outcome. So you see here, generally 85 bucks. So if you pick just that one up, it makes the entire rest of this bundle completely free plus plus. So Again, yeah, you are getting a snapshot. So for example, if they do an update to this, you're not going to get any of the updates. That is definitely a downside here, but that is not a downside when it comes to Retopoflow because it does have that built-in updater as well. So again, the only other plan I have to cover things with any kind of depth like this video are these three right here, probably in a single video. But if there's anything else you really want to see me cover, do let me know, because we got a couple things here that are obviously quite popular. So we got Face It here, we got UV Pack Master in here as well. We got a number of baking tools here like Auto Bake as well as Bake Master and so on. There's also a nice binary FBX importer and exporter. And FBX export is definitely one of those areas where people struggle quite often. I haven't actually tried that one out myself, but I know that's an area for game developers that is often a point of weakness, although the Blender FBX exporter has definitely improved over time. But if there's something else you really want to see me cover, let me know. Probably not going to get to too much more, but if you are interested in seeing these importers, do let me know, and hopefully stay tuned. I will probably cover those ones before this bundle is over. But yeah, that today, ladies and gentlemen, is Retopoflow, an excellent plugin for doing retopology. You saw the workflow today. It is a banger in that regard. I am very impressed with what I saw with Retopoflow. Do you use it yourself? What do you think? Or seeing it in action today, do you see how it could fit into your workflow? Let me know. Comments down below. Talk to you all later. Goodbye.